My next guest is Paddy Silke. He's got many strings to his bow. Journalist, broadcaster, football commentator, actor. He's someone that makes me laugh so much. He's someone I've known for years and hope to know for many more decades. He's also someone who struggles through mental health. He's also someone who's found a way to help other men who struggle through mental health by setting up the local division of a mental health group called Men Walking and Talking. Let's dive in. Paddy, what prompted you to set up the Mental Health Walking and Talking group in your community?
A mate of mine came to said, Paddy, this looks a really good group for you because you've been through a few issues of your own.
Yeah.
And back at the end of November, it was prompted to me when I went through a really bad episode, really bad, to be fair, but I was very close to taking my own life, to be fair. And I said, Paddy, there's a group over in Solihull in Birmingham doing this mental health walking and talking.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, that's a good idea. It's a brilliant idea. And I went along with them and I met them all. They're a great group. And I thought, I haven't got a group in my area. So I thought, I'm going to set a group up in my area and help fellas like myself who go through issues or with their mental health or even getting out and talking to each other. That's the reason why I did what I did.
Tell me, what happens on these walks?
Okay. We all meet and we all get together and we basically go for a walk and we all talk within it. And it's very simple, to be fair. It really is the most simplest thing of just meeting up, introducing each other to each other. And we then go for a walk and we just start talking. And some people will be quiet and I go through each person. Why are you here? And what are you doing? And as we progress the walks, everybody starts to talk to each other about why we're doing it. Is everything okay? And what's your day been like today? And suddenly, before you know it, we start to talk to each other about our issues. Could be personal, it could be about relationships, it could be about what's happened in the past. And everyone then starts to get on and start talking to each other. And for one example, last week, one of the lads who's coming tonight said, "You're the first person, Paddy, that I spoke to for months." I thought, incredible. So that's the sort of thing, and that's the crux, really, of the whole walking and talking to each other, because men don't talk, do they?
Yeah. Not historically, but
no,
you do. And it sounds like you're spreading that superpower. How do you know that this is having an impact? Yeah?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think the feedback I've got since we've done the one, we've been four weeks in, is that it's one fella said I'm socially inactive, I don't talk, but from being with all of you and walking with you all, I feel so much better. I feel as I'm part of a brotherhood. I feel all of you guys I can speak to you all, and you can feel the vibe between all of them, that they're all happy to talk. And just from walking and talking to each of us, you can feel the vibe and you can feel that they're all part of something. And they feel easy enough to speak to each other. Only men. I don't think, I'd say, for example, no disrespect to women, but the women came on, they wouldn't feel right speaking and to each other, to men. And I think there's a lot of empathy. Mm-hmm. I think one of the lads, Billy, has got the same issue with unloved child syndrome, which I have, which has had a big impact with me. And I always felt if I met somebody that had the same issue as me going back years and years, we spoke about this in the past year, suddenly we could chat about it all and we got empathy with each other and we can go through the issues together. And he's been in care, wasn't loved as a child. And I had Irish parents, you already know, and they couldn't show love. So there was that coming together. Yeah. So I could feel the impact of that. And that's a really brilliant example. So brilliant. It is having a brilliant impact on each of us.
And it feels like a very safe place. And you can just walk and it doesn't need to have eye contact. Mm-hmm. And it feels like it's growing. It's only 4 weeks old, did you say? But already there are more and more people. So you know a bit about mental health and you've worked through all sorts of issues and we're all still holding mental health problems, aren't we? So tell me some of the practical things that men might be able to do, apart from joining your group, to ease the burden of mental health stress.
Do you know what? And I was thinking about this question when you sent it to me the other day, and I think it's just reach out to each other. And that's not an easy thing to do. And the simplest thing is to talk.
Yeah.
The simple thing is just talk. I was talking to some of the fellas in the gym the other day, weeks ago, and one of the lads in the sauna, very quiet fella, Foxy, went, men just don't talk to each other. And that's it. And they don't talk to each other. So one of the things they can do is just talk. But that's such a difficult thing to do. Yeah. It's just a really, I can talk because of my personality and after being Irish as well. We don't have a problem talking all that, don't you? And so it's easy for me to do. But I know a lot of lads and can't do that. And that's why this process, and like the walk tonight was obviously, we've got the walk at 7:00 tonight, that they'll come and try, and I'll make them, I'm going to make them talk. I'll talk to them. But going back to the initial question, just talk and reach out, talk to your mate, ring your mate, your friend up or whatever, and just talk to each other. And I think that's the most easy practical steps you can do. Fine. But it's a very difficult thing to do.
It sounds easy, doesn't it? But in practice, opening up to friends is really hard. So one of the things I love about your group when I heard about it, and this movement almost, is that the name tells you exactly what's going to happen. Mental health, walking and talking. Yeah. Everybody who joins knows they're going to be doing that. And I wonder, this does feel like it is a movement, or it could be a movement. So if there is a listener who's somehow intrigued by this idea of walking and talking, men only, one evening a week, and they might be interested in either joining one or even setting up one if there isn't one locally. How did you do that? Where do they start? Where do they go?
I'll just give you a bit of background. There's 35 groups across the UK. So that someone has listened to this now. Yeah. There's over 300 men, over more than 300 men now attending on a weekly basis. But wherever they live, I'm hoping that wherever they live, they can find one of the groups in that area. I think and they're all welcome. I think that's the best thing to do, to be fair. Yeah. There wasn't one in my area. The area I live is Sutton Coldfield. And I think they could basically themselves set them up. I know it's not an easy thing to do. It's a lot of work. Yeah. That's what best thing to do is to just set something, and you go on the website, you look, and you can find the men walking and talking group in that area. And there usually is, or somewhere closer to that area. Yes. So then they can maybe go try it. Go there. Yeah. For example, in Worcester, they could live just out in Bromsgrove, but then Worcester will be the closest city. So they can join there and connect there. So that's what they can do. Fabulous. And what difference has it made to you being part of this group? It's a brilliant question. I'm glad that you asked it. I live on my own. A lot of men and women, men in particular, live on their own, and they have their own issues. There's no one to talk to at night, or you've got lots of friends, and the gym is fantastic. But it's made a big issue, a massive thing. Because I've got something to look forward to now on a Wednesday. I know I'm the organizer anyway, so I can get all the lads together. And I speak to one or two of them anyway every week and check in with them. And we've got our own WhatsApp group. So I'm always close now in connection with all the men, whoever joins, and with the Facebook group. So it gives me a bit of purpose. I think it's given me a bit of purpose. I think it's given me a bit something to live for, I suppose. I mean, that's a big thing to hear. But I'll be absolutely honest with you on this conversation. It's given me a bit of purpose. It's given me something to live for. And I can share the issues with somebody as well. Yeah. So I'm not on my own. If it's confidential or it's something I'm not really keen on show, because we all have a little bit of ego and a little bit of shyness, even me, can believe that. No, exactly. So I can share that with them. And so that's been the big change with me. So I can do that. If you enjoyed this, you might also enjoy my life satisfaction assessment. It's a 30-minute program where I guide you through a deep dive into 10 areas of your life to assess what's bringing you joy and what's bringing you down. I call it Derailed. It's a fabulous place to begin a Joy at Work redesign.